This is the fastest way to level up in Fallout 4, and you can do this right at the start of the game on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. Yes, now our character is level 284 and we have every single perk in the game. This is exactly how Todd Howard intended Fallout to be played, and it's obviously still working after the next gen update. But there are two methods you'll need to know, because one can be done early on and the other one is better, but you'll need to level up a little bit first. But once you do, it will be much faster. I'm also going to be going over how to duplicate all of the materials you need for this method and telling you whether it's better to have 10 intelligence for that 30% experience boost or 5 luck and the idiot savant perk, so you guys can level up as fast as possible. If you find the video helpful, please do leave a like because it really does help support the channel. So starting out with the first method, which can be done right at the start of the game after leaving Vault 111. Or alternatively, you can come back and try it out whenever you like. And remember, there's no level cap in Fallout 4, so you can just carry on leveling to get every single perk in the game. So to do this, we're going to need either wood or steel. These are two of really the most common materials in the game, and you can obtain them in 3 possible ways. Firstly, if you're just starting out, you can go to the workbench in Sanctuary and click on it to enter the settlement building mode, or you can just hold down the select button. Then you'll have the option to walk around and highlight the objects you want to scrap in the area of Sanctuary. And when you press the scrap button, it will tell you that you're going to get wood or steel or even rubber from these items when you destroy them. So if you go around scrapping all of the different trees and the big steel buildings, and after you've scrapped everything in Sanctuary, you'll have thousands of wood and steel without even ever leaving the starting area. However, if you do want more, you can just go to the different vendors that exist around the game, like the ones in Diamond City or other traveling merchants, and most of them will sell these weightless pieces of paper that are shipments of wood or steel. And these usually come in 50 to 100 pieces of wood or steel per shipment. They are also quite cheap to buy, especially if you've been playing the game for a while. These shipments of wood and steel can then be transferred to your workshop, and it will just be like you having 500 wood or steel. You can also reset these vendors' inventory of what they have for sale by just leaving and sitting on a chair or sleeping for 48 hours. 24 hours twice, and then they'll restock even more wood and steel shipments for you to buy. Or alternatively, towards the end of the video, I'll be showing you how to duplicate tens of thousands of wood and steel so you never ever run out, and you can do this very easily right at the start of the game. But that's by far the easiest and fastest method to get lots of wood and steel. So now you have all of the wood and steel you need, I'm going to be showing you the experience farm method. So we're going to go into our settlement workshop and we're going to select the furniture, and then we're going to go across until we get to shelves just here. Now if we scroll through the different shelves available, you'll see that you can build either wooden shelves or steel shelves, and the best part about them is that they stack on top of each other, and they only require either 2 steel or 2 wood to make, which is a pretty key part of this early strategy, that the stuff you're going to be building requires very little materials. So if we select the wooden shelves and we come outside and find any flat vertical surface, we can then build it onto the wall. And as you can see, these shelves stack on top of each other, so it's really easy to place them. And this is what makes building shelves better than building other items, because you can place them inside one another. And each time you build a shelf, you'll be getting between 1 and 3 experience, depending on your intelligence stat, or luck if you have the idiot savant perk. And I'll explain which one's better at the end of the video. And it doesn't sound like a lot of experience, but considering how fast you can press buttons, you'll actually be leveling up very quickly while doing this. However, I will show you a faster way in just a moment. And if you do start running low on materials, you can either use my duplication glitch, which I'll show you in a moment, or you can just go ahead and scrap all of those shelves. When you scrap the shelf, you'll actually get half of your materials back per shelf. So if we go ahead and start scrapping all the wooden shelves, we're going to get 1 wood back per shelf. And again, this is also really fast to do. We obviously also have the steel shelves, which require 2 steel to build. And you can do the exact same thing by just placing them on top of each other to get loads of experience. But we can actually level up much faster with our next method, which will require you to go on a bit of an adventure, a bit of a dangerous one, but it's well worth it because we can level up faster. So for method 2, to start this, we need to go to the Sagus Ironworks, which is located all the way on the east of the map from Sanctuary, on the east coast just here. You can see the settlement called the Slog just to the north, and then to the south, you'll see the industrial marker, and that's where we can find Sagus Ironworks. Now, this location is full of mid-level raiders from the Forge faction, who are going to be a lot higher level than you are, especially early on. So I'd actually recommend that you start with method 1 and level up a bit before you travel here to easily destroy them all. So once you arrive at the ironworks, you can enter the building itself, and it is possible to actually run past the enemies and just grab what we need here. But here's a quick step-by-step walkthrough of the location. So we're going to come through the front door and to the right here, and then we're going to run past this conveyor belt and up the stairs to the right, which actually continue on upwards to the left here. And right ahead, you're going to see a terminal, which is advanced, and you can hack it to get through that door. But if not, just turn around and come up these stairs. Then you'll see a wooden walkway across the roof here, and you can just walk along this and then head straight on and up the ramp. And now if you head to the left-hand side here, you'll see a staircase heading downwards. So if we just carry on to the left and then carry on going upstairs and watch out for that turret there, we're going to find the boss room through this door. Now in here you're going to find Slag, who is the boss of the Forge faction. And there'll be a bit of a confrontation where you can either get this NPC to join you or you can just kill everyone, even the hostage. But once you actually defeat Slag, you'll be able to loot his shish kebab, which is basically a flaming sword. He also has raider power armor as well. Now, if Jake survives the battle, you can actually talk to him and that'll start another quest for you to complete. But from the entrance, what we actually came here for is on the right and up the stairs to the left. And right here on the floor next to the boss level loot is a Fallout themed shirt you can grab from the link below. Now, really, it's picket fences. It's right here on the ground, and that's what we need. And if you pick this up and read it, you'll unlock statues in your settlement workshop. So go ahead and grab this. And now we can return back to our settlement. We can go to any settlement. It doesn't actually matter which one we do this next XP farm on. So now we have the Picket Fences issue 3, which unlocks the ability to craft statues in our settlement. When we go and open the crafting menu and we go to decorations and then navigate across to statues, you can see that we can now build these copper statues of Todd Howard with a baseball bat. Now, every time you craft one of these statues, you're going to get 37 experience, depending on your intelligence stat. And if we craft them very quickly, which is really easy to do, because we get so much more experience, they're a lot more time efficient than crafting those wooden or steel shelves. You guys can see that I've already leveled up several times by just walking down the street and crafting a few of these. So fast, in fact, that the game is still catching up with how quick we're leveling. But as you'll notice, the slight drawback is that we require 10 copper to craft each copper statue. So now I'm going to be showing you how to solve that problem by duplicating any material resource in the game that you want. And I'm going to be using copper for this example. Now, if you don't have any copper yet, here's a list of items that you can deconstruct to obtain copper. Really common items like just hot plates, cooking pots, or even lamps can be found around the houses in Sanctuary. For example, even in your own house, you can find a yellow table lamp on the right as soon as you come in your lounge area. And then if you go to Sean's bedroom, you can find a blue table lamp, which has fallen over behind his cot here. And both of these, once deconstructed, will give you 1 copper. And you only need 1 copper for this method to actually work. So next, I'm going to be showing you how to duplicate any material in Fallout 4. So to do this, you're going to go to your workshop and you're going to press the transfer button. All the materials listed in the junk section at the workbench can be duplicated, so any material in the game. It just needs to be scrappable and it needs to be stackable as well. So you might want to favorite this video just so you can come back if you're ever building your settlement and you just want unlimited materials to draw from. So you can see here in my workbench, I have 100 copper and I'm going to move it into my inventory. Next, we're going to open our Pip-Boy, we're going to select that copper and we're going to drop all 100 of them onto the floor. Doesn't matter how many copper you're starting with, by the way, you can literally start with just 1. So now it's on the floor, we're going to re-enter into the settlement build mode by either clicking on the workshop or holding select. And we're going to hover over the item that we want to duplicate. So what we want to do is hold down the scrap button, and then very quickly we're going to let go and immediately press and hold the store button, one straight after the other. Now this is very easy on keyboard, but if you have a controller, so you can see I'm holding the scrap button, then I slide across and I'm still holding the store button. If you get this right, you will have both options to scrap and store the item at the same time. And while still holding that store button, we're going to then press yes, we want to scrap the copper item on the floor. And then we're going to say, yes, again, we want to store it straight after. And now at the same time, we've both stored and scrapped that copper material. So now if we go and check the workbench, you can see we now have 200 copper in here instead of the 100 that we started with. So we actually doubled these materials. So now we're going to take out the 200 copper and we're just going to drop it on the floor again. And sometimes it does drop in 2 stacks like this. So if that happens, just pick it up and then go into your inventory and drop it again, and it will drop as 1. Don't know why the game does that. And now we can repeat the scrap store process again, and it will carry on doubling our materials over and over until we have thousands of copper to use this experience farm with. So once you've got a few thousand copper, I recommend that you sleep to gain the well-rested perk. This will give you another 10 experience boost, so you level up even faster. You can then see that my character is currently level 9, and I'm going to quickly build a few statues down the street while walking backwards, as you can see, and we get tons and tons of experience. And this is going to level up my character really fast all the way to level 14. Just for doing that, literally no work at all. Now, annoyingly, you will need to scrap all of the statues to make room for further buildings, which can be done quickly, but it is slightly annoying. But some of you may be wondering how to level up even faster. Well, if you've just started the game, you'll have a choice to either invest in intelligence or in luck. But what's the best option to level up quickly? So firstly, you have your intelligence. At level 1 intelligence, you get 3% additional experience. But at 10 intelligence, you actually get 30% extra experience instead. Now you can even increase it above 10 to get even more experience, like I did in my other video where I showed you guys how to get 22 intelligence right at the start of the game. Alternatively, if you're building a gunslinger build, you might want to instead invest in the luck attribute for better critical hits and to level up faster. And this is why. See, in Fallout 4, there's a perk called Idiot Savant. At rank 2, it's going to give you a random chance for you to get 5 times more experience for any action you do in the game. And the lower your intelligence stat, the higher the chance for this to trigger. So you can actually trigger this while building statues or shells. So making a luck-based Idiot Savant perk build is actually the fastest way to level up early in Fallout 4. You see this table? It actually shows that if you have 1 intelligence, you'll have an 11% chance to trigger the Idiot Savant perk, giving you 5 times more experience. Overall, that means even though you have 1 intelligence, you will still be leveling up faster by having this perk, which requires at least 5 luck to obtain. Now, the scale only starts to tip once your character reaches 15 intelligence. Now, normally the game caps you at 10 intelligence, but if you watch my other video linked just here, where I show you how to increase your special stats way beyond 10 right at the start of the game, well, it turns out that once your character has 15 intelligence, an intelligence build actually becomes a faster way of leveling up compared to the Idiot Savant build. But you can check out that video for yourself and drop a like on this one before you go if it was helpful.